Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive into the latest dramatic developments set to unfold in Port Charles on Tuesday, May 13th, with explosive confrontations, unexpected romantic gestures, and shocking betrayals that will keep fans on the edge of their seats. Tensions flare at Sonny's residence. At the heart of the upcoming episode, a fiery showdown is brewing between Sonny Corinthos and his longtime ally, Jason Morgan. The bone of contention? A risky business proposition from the enigmatic Jen Sidwell involving the acquisition of valuable peers in Port Charles. Sonny, ever the strategist, sees this as a golden opportunity to secure his family's legacy and expand his empire. In a charged moment captured in Monday's preview, Sonny's voice booms with determination as he declares, "This deal is non-negotiable for our family's future." However, Jason, with his sharp instincts for danger, warns Sonny of the hidden perils tied to Sidwell's offer. He fears that this deal could entangle them in a web of unforeseen enemies and legal troubles, potentially jeopardizing everything they've built. Their argument escalates into a clash of ideals: Sonny's fierce loyalty to family against Jason's cautious pragmatism. Will Jason's dire predictions sway Sonny, or will the mob boss push forward with his ambitious plans, risking it all? A romantic whirlwind at the Metro Court. Meanwhile, romance blooms amidst the chaos at the Metro Court, where Carly Spencer finds herself swept off her feet once again by the charming Jack Brennan. Carly, who has often guarded her heart after past betrayals, begins to question the depth of Brennan's affections. Is she truly the center of his world, or just a fleeting fancy? Sensing her doubts, Brennan decides to bare his soul in a heartfelt monologue that promises to melt even the iciest of hearts. With eloquent words and unwavering sincerity, he paints a vivid picture of his feelings, describing Carly as the anchor in his turbulent life. This unexpected vulnerability catches Carly completely off guard, leaving her blushing and re-evaluating her own emotions. Could this be the start of a transformative chapter for Carly, or will old wounds prevent her from fully embracing this newfound connection? Political storms brewing for Laura Collins. Over at Laura Collins' office, the atmosphere grows tense as Jordan Ashford arrives with troubling news. Jordan, known for her sharp insight into Port Charles's undercurrents, delivers a stark warning about the political machinations targeting Laura. She reveals that certain factions are orchestrating a calculated campaign to undermine Laura's authority, possibly tied to her recent controversial policies on local development. Jordan's voice is laced with concern as she urges Laura to prepare for a fierce battle ahead, hinting at potential leaks and betrayals from within her own circle. Laura, ever resilient, listens intently, her mind racing to identify allies and adversaries. This subplot adds a layer of intrigue, as viewers are left wondering if Laura can outmaneuver her opponents or if her tenure as a key figure in Port Charles is at risk. Secrets and blackmail in Portia's office. Drama unfolds in Portia Robinson's office as Curtis Ashford confronts her over her staunch defense of Drew Kane. Curtis' frustration is palpable as he demands answers, his tone sharp with suspicion. "Why are you so determined to stand by him?" he presses, unaware of the storm of secrets Portia is hiding. Under the weight of his scrutiny, Portia reaches a breaking point and hints at a deeper truth, her voice trembling as she admits she has no choice in the matter. This cryptic confession piques curiosity. Could Portia finally reveal the blackmail saga that has ensnared her, forcing her into impossible decisions? The tension between the couple crackles with intensity, suggesting that the fallout from this revelation could either shatter their bond or forge a stronger trust as they navigate this crisis together. Family secrets haunt Lulu Spencer. Back at the Metro Court, Tracy Tremaine steps into a delicate situation with Lulu Spencer, attempting to dissuade her from pursuing a deeply personal adoption story for her next article. Tracy, with her characteristic blend of sternness and concern, discloses that Brooklyn Quartermain confided in her about the child Lulu once gave up. However, Tracy remains in the dark about a critical detail. Brooklyn omitted that Dante Falconeri is the father of the child in question. This omission hangs heavy in the air as Lulu wrestles with whether to share this bombshell with Tracy or guard the secret a little longer. The emotional stakes are high, as this revelation could ripple through the Quartermaine and Spencer families, reshaping relationships and reigniting old conflicts. Will Lulu's decision to speak or stay silent become the catalyst for a family reckoning? Sabotage and ambition at the university. In a darker corner of Port Charles, a tale of betrayal unfolds involving Emma Scorpio Drake and Jocelyn Jacks. Emma, diligent and driven, faces a devastating setback when she discovers that the flash drive containing her meticulously crafted extra credit assignment on data protocols is corrupted. Her confusion and despair are heartbreaking as she tries to fathom how her hard work could vanish in an instant. Unbeknownst to her, the culprit is closer than she thinks: Jocelyn Jacks, who not only sabotaged Emma's work but also duplicated the data to claim as her own. Jocelyn's ruthless ambition shines through as she submits the stolen project, eyeing a coveted research assistant position under Professor Henry Hank Dalton. However, the professor introduces a surprising twist, revealing a final condition that could either cement Jocelyn's victory or unravel her deceptive scheme. As part of her broader mission with the WSB, Jocelyn remains undeterred, plotting her next move with cold precision. How far will she go to secure her goals, and will Emma uncover the betrayal before it's too late? Conclusion: a web of intrigue awaits. Tuesday's episode of General Hospital promises a roller coaster of emotions, from heated confrontations and tender romantic moments to insidious betrayals and political power plays. Each storyline weaves together to form a captivating tapestry of drama that keeps viewers eagerly anticipating what comes next in Port Charles. Will Sonny heed Jason's warnings, or dive headfirst into danger? Can Carly trust Brennan's heartfelt confession, and will Laura outsmart her political foes? As secrets threaten to unravel, relationships and ambitions drive characters to desperate measures, one thing is certain: Port Charles is never short on surprises. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital for all the twists and turns, and join us next time for more spoilers and insights into your favorite soap opera saga. Next, we will explore the thrilling undercurrents and secretive entanglements brewing in Port Charles, focusing on Jocelyn Jacks and her complex web of relationships tied to her mysterious WSB mission. A dangerous dance of secrets. In the heart of Port Charles, Jocelyn Jacks finds herself walking a tightrope between duty and deception as her involvement with the WSB deepens. Her frequent interactions with Vaughn, her mission handler, have become a regular part of her clandestine life. The two are often seen in hushed conversations or lingering in shadowy corners, working on covert operations that demand utmost secrecy. However, this closeness is a double-edged sword. Their shared glances and whispered strategies could easily be misinterpreted by an outsider as something far more personal. The streets of Port Charles are small, and eyes are everywhere. What happens when someone stumbles upon a moment that looks far too intimate for mere colleagues? Jocelyn's carefully constructed facade might be at risk of crumbling if the wrong person witnesses their dynamic. The tension of maintaining this secret adds a thrilling layer to her already dangerous mission, setting the stage for potential misunderstandings that could alter her relationships forever. Carly's maternal instincts on high alert. No one knows Jocelyn better than her mother, Carly Spencer, whose keen maternal instincts are almost impossible to evade. Carly has always been a protective force, attuned to the slightest shifts in her daughter's behavior. If Carly were to catch Jocelyn and Vaughn in a moment that appears too close for comfort, perhaps a lingering touch during a heated discussion or a shared look of unspoken understanding, she would undoubtedly have questions. Why hasn't Jocelyn mentioned this new friend before? Carly's mind might race to the most obvious conclusion. That Vaughn is Jocelyn's secret boyfriend, kept hidden for reasons unknown. The protective mother hen in Carly might feel a pang of hurt for being left out of such a significant part of her daughter's life. Yet, her curiosity could push her to confront Jocelyn, seeking answers about this mysterious man who seems to have captured her daughter's attention. This scenario promises a clash of emotions, as Carly balances her need to know with her desire to trust Jocelyn's judgment. Jocelyn's quick thinking and tangled lies. Faced with Carly's probing questions, Jocelyn might find herself backed into a corner. Her WSB mission is a tightly guarded secret, one she cannot reveal even to her closest family. So, if Carly assumes that Vaughn is a romantic interest, Jocelyn might seize the opportunity to spin a convenient lie. She could nod along to her mother's suspicions, fabricating a story of a budding, low-key romance that she's been hesitant to share. To make the deception more believable, Jocelyn might weave in additional details, perhaps claiming that Vaughn has a complicated past with a jealous ex-partner, which is why they've kept their relationship under wraps. This excuse could temporarily satisfy Carly, easing her concerns while allowing Jocelyn to maintain her cover. However, this lie comes with its own set of risks. Jocelyn might reassure Carly that the relationship isn't serious, hoping to downplay the situation, but each fabricated detail adds another layer to a facade that could collapse under scrutiny. Will Jocelyn's quick thinking protect her secret, or will it entangle her in a web of lies too complex to escape? When fiction sparks reality. As Jocelyn plays along with the narrative of a faux romance with Vaughn, an unexpected twist looms on the horizon. The lines between pretense and reality could begin to blur. Spending endless hours with Vaughn on high-stakes WSB missions has already forged a bond of trust and camaraderie between them. In a town where Jocelyn feels increasingly isolated, unable to share the burdens of her secret life with friends or family, Vaughn has become her sole confidant. Late-night planning sessions and adrenaline-pumping operations have drawn them closer since their return to Port Charles, creating a unique connection built on shared danger. Could this fabricated story of romance plant a seed of genuine attraction? The chemistry of working so closely under pressure might ignite unspoken feelings, leading them to cross a line they never intended to approach. The possibility of fiction turning into reality adds a delicious layer of intrigue to their dynamic, as viewers are left wondering if Jocelyn and Vaughn will succumb to the sparks that seem almost inevitable given their circumstances. The shadow of Jack Brennan. Amidst this tangled web, another figure looms in Jocelyn's orbit: Jack Brennan, who serves as another anchor in her secretive world. While Vaughn is her direct handler, Brennan's role in the WSB operations offers Jocelyn a different kind of support, perhaps as a mentor or strategic ally. His presence adds complexity to her already complicated life, as she juggles multiple relationships tied to her covert activities. Brennan's influence might provide Jocelyn with guidance on handling tricky personal situations like the one with Carly, or he could inadvertently become another source of suspicion if seen interacting with her too often. How will Jocelyn balance her interactions with both Vaughn and Brennan without raising further red flags? The presence of multiple players in her WSB life amplifies the stakes, making every move she makes a potential risk to her mission's secrecy. Next, we will uncover the explosive family secrets and intense confrontations surrounding Lulu Spencer's relentless investigation into Gio Palmieri's true parentage in Port Charles. Lulu's suspicion sparks a relentless pursuit. In the tangled web of relationships that defines Port Charles, Lulu Spencer has emerged as a determined truth seeker, her journalistic instincts on high alert. Recently, she couldn't help but notice the peculiar defensiveness in Lois Cerullo's tone during a heated exchange involving Dante Falconeri and Gio Palmieri. The incident stemmed from Dante reprimanding Gio for not stepping in to help Rocco Falconeri during a near-fatal alcohol poisoning episode. Lois' cryptic remark to Dante, hinting that he'd treat Gio differently if he knew the full story, didn't go unnoticed by Lulu. Her ears perked up as she overheard this loaded statement, igniting a fire of curiosity within her. Now, Lulu is on a mission to unearth the hidden connection between Gio and Lois. She's piecing together a puzzle that seems to point to a shocking revelation: Gio may not simply be a family friend's son as previously claimed. Armed with suspicion, Lulu is ready to dig deep into the past, determined to expose a secret that could shatter long-held assumptions and reshape family dynamics in ways no one saw coming. unraveling the mystery through meticulous investigation. Lulu's reputation as a sharp investigative reporter fuels her next steps as she zeroes in on Joe's origins. Her approach is methodical. She begins by casually engaging Gio in conversation, probing for innocuous details about his parents and upbringing. But Lulu's questions are anything but casual. She's building a foundation to cross-reference his answers with official records. Her search takes her through dusty archives and online databases, hunting for any trace of Gio Palmieri's birth certificate. To her astonishment, no record under that name exists for someone of his age. This anomaly only deepens her suspicion. When she asks Gio about his birthday, the data lines eerily with the time Brooklyn Quartermain gave birth to a child she later gave up for adoption. The coincidence is too striking to ignore. Lulu's mind races as she hypothesizes that Gio could indeed be the long-lost child of Brooklyn and Dante Falconeri, a secret buried beneath layers of deception. Each unanswered question fuels her resolve to connect the dots, leading her to a potential breakthrough that could rewrite family histories. A birth record revelation shakes the foundation. Undeterred by dead ends, Lulu expands her search, scouring records for any births around Joe's supposed date. Her persistence pays off when she stumbles upon a document for a baby Ashton, born mere days apart from Joe's claimed birthday. The surname Ashton sends a jolt through her. It's the name Brooklyn used at the time, tied to her father Ned Quartermain's legal surname. Digging further, Lulu uncovers adoption papers linking baby Ashton to the Palmieri family, a clear indication that this child became Gio. This discovery is the smoking gun she's been searching for, a concrete link tying Gio to Brooklyn and Dante as his biological parents. The evidence is undeniable, and Lulu feels the weight of the truth she's about to unveil. Her heart pounds with a mix of triumph and trepidation as she prepares to confront those who've hidden this secret for over 2 decades. This birth record is not just a piece of paper, it's a bombshell that could detonate long-standing relationships and trust within the Quartermain and Falconeri families. A tense confrontation with Lois unfolds. Armed with irrefutable proof, Lulu wastes no time in cornering Lois Cerullo for a showdown. She presents her findings with steely determination, holding up the birth certificate of baby Ashton as tangible evidence of Joe's true identity. Lulu's voice is steady as she questions Lois about her whereabouts on the day Gio was born, pointing out the uncanny timing with Brooklyn's delivery. Lois, caught off guard, deflects with dismissive retorts like, "Why does any of that matter now?" But her evasive answers and guilty expression betray her. Under Lulu's relentless pressure, Lois' defenses crumble, and she reluctantly admits the staggering truth: Gio is indeed the biological son of Brooklyn and Dante. Tears well in Lois' eyes as she pleads with Lulu to keep this revelation under wraps, desperate to protect her daughter from the emotional fallout. The air crackles with tension as Lois' confession hangs heavy, but the situation is about to escalate beyond her control as an unexpected witness lurks nearby, ready to overhear the life-altering secret. Brooklyn's world shattered by the truth. Just as Lois begs for Lulu's silence, Brooklyn Quartermain herself stands outside the room, frozen as she overhears the devastating confirmation that Gio is her son. Unable to contain her shock, she bursts in, her face a storm of betrayal and anguish. Her eyes lock on her mother with a fury that could ignite the room as she demands answers. Brooklyn's voice breaks with rage as she orders Lulu to leave, snarling, "You had no right to meddle in this. I wish I'd never woken from that coma if it meant facing this betrayal." Lulu, sensing the raw pain in Brooklyn's words, exits quietly, leaving mother and daughter to confront the wreckage of their relationship. Alone with Lois, Brooklyn unleashes years of unspoken hurt, accusing her mother of the ultimate cruelty, keeping Gio in her life without ever revealing he was her child. The depth of this deception cuts deeper than any wound Brooklyn has ever endured, and she vows that forgiveness is an impossibility. This emotional clash is a heart-wrenching spectacle, highlighting the devastating cost of long-buried secrets. Family fallout and unforeseen witnesses. The commotion of this confrontation doesn't remain contained for long. The raised voices draw the attention of other family members, including Tracy Quartermaine, Ned Quartermaine, and Olivia Quartermaine, who enter the scene to find Brooklyn in tears and Lois scrambling for words. The revelation that Gio is Brooklyn's son and that Lois concealed this truth for over 20 years stuns them into silence before a wave of questions erupts. Tracy's sharp tongue cuts through the chaos as she demands to know how Lois could justify such a monumental lie. Ned, torn between anger and disbelief, struggles to process how this impacts their entire family legacy. Olivia, ever the mediator, tries to calm the storm, but Brooklyn's pain is too raw to be soothed. Lois attempts to explain her reasons, perhaps a misguided attempt to shield Brooklyn from heartbreak during her vulnerable years, but her words fall on deaf ears. Brooklyn's declaration that she'll never forgive her mother echoes as a haunting refrain, signaling a rift that may never heal. The Quartermaine household is left reeling, grappling with a truth that reshapes their understanding of family ties. Conclusion: a legacy of secrets unraveled. The upcoming episodes of General Hospital promise a seismic shift in Port Charles as Lulu Spencer's dogged investigation into Gio Palmieri's origins unearths a truth long buried. Will her confrontation with Lois force all hidden truths into the open?